Sup fellas, hope everyone is having an excellent day, and the homies as well. Recently I've been playing this small game called MT Force Alien Invasion, which was sent to me by the developer. He actually contacted me through my business email and was like, hey, I think I got something you might like. It's kind of the baby of Metal Slug and Contra. And he's right. I mean, this is a huge inspiration. There's a lot of stuff in here from the run and gun genre. He's like, check it out, let me know what you think, and yeah. So I don't really have like the time right now to do a no damage boss run, which is what I would usually do, but I did want to give this time to MT Force and really talk about it, because I think there's potentially something here with just a little bit more polish. MT Force just is going to follow the titular MT Force, two soldiers on their journey to save the planet from an alien invasion. Who would have thought, right? Fabulous run and gun story. It's what we always get with these kind of games. But story aside, it's not that real big of a deal. There is a story mode and an arcade mode. The only real difference is that arcade mode limits you with lives and continues. Story mode you can play through as casual as you want. There's no consequences. Every time you die, you go down in rank, and the highest rank is S and the lowest rank is E. When I played through, there really wasn't that much of a difference whichever rank I got. I think there's achievements tied to that, but that's about it. 3 characters to pick from. 2 are unlocked from right off the bat. Real difference is jump and speed. One jumps higher, one runs faster. And then there is a ultimate character, I should say, who is unlocked if you beat the arcade mode, which is a pretty good character. I mean, it's S-class on jumping and running. But the gameplay here is what I really want to focus on. If you're a run and gun fanatic, you want to give this game a try. I'm not going to completely dismiss it. It's rough around the edges, but that's okay. Like, this is just like a man who's just like, hey, I like running guns. I want to kind of make my own. I think the Contra game that really inspired us is Hardcore, and really all Metal Slugs kind of inspire this, I think, especially in the jumping mechanic, which is a little weird. I think what it does well is visuals. I think they're fun to look at. Some people are gonna get put off by like the indie look of it, especially because so many, I think, run and gun fanatics are so tied and hold that dear nostalgia to 2D sprites, and I don't blame them. I'm the same way, but I've also made room for my thought process to open up this kind of indie 3D modeling kind of stuff. It's got its place, and I think it works well for this kind of game. The music is alright. It's generic metal, but like, hey, I'm not really looking for anything cool. It didn't distract me from the gameplay. It might have helped me focus a little bit, but it's generic metal, generic rock, and I dig it. Sound effects are good too, but the weird thing is some of like the mechanics. The jumping mechanic is really weird. If you're familiar with Contra and Metal Slug, you know that Contra has, like, every time they jump, they shrink their hitbox and they turn into, like, they do a somersault in the air. Metal Slug, you have like this weird vaulting jump, but they don't stay elongated. MT Force kind of follows more of the Metal Slug jump, but they stay really tall, and I don't think they shrink their hitbox at all. And also it's tied to momentum, which is a little weird, because if you're jumping off of just a stationary position, you're going to have a real hard time controlling the character, because you will have no control. Maybe you can make them move a little bit forward in one direction, but that's only if you commit to that direction. If you try to like do the Contra thing where you have like full control of motion and you can easily change directions, that's not going to happen here. Also, speaking about changing directions, it's a little weird that weapon animations restart for like half a second, or like a second, when you switch sides. This is really notable with like the machine gun, the spread shots. I think the only weapon that doesn't do it is the flamethrower, but that has caused some untimely deaths because I'm running, or it's a stationary area, right? You're locked in, you have to kill the enemies, and I'm like, alright, I'll take care of this side, and I'll just switch over to the other ones and start blasting. Nope. I had to like really calculate it, because if I turn at the last second, my weapon stops firing and I get hit, which is obviously what you don't want in a run and gun. Sometimes enemies won't have like hitboxes, so you can run through them unless they're melee, which that's almost kind of impossible to do. But I don't think a lot of some enemies here don't have contact hitboxes, so you can run through them. Usually the human enemies. Also, speaking about enemies, I think some of them are just way too spongy. Especially the bosses. I think that's just way too many health points. It should not be taking around 2 minutes to take out a boss. I don't care if it's the final boss. It shouldn't be that hard. And I play a lot of boss fights, obviously. It's kind of like the main allure of my channel. There's also a part where you'll reach, zombies. And I know what they were going for, right? Like, this is Metal Slug and Contra inspired. The zombie stage from Metal Slug 3. Those guys are tanky, they're spongy, but they're not too spongy. They're doable. In this game, they take forever to kill. And the best way to kill them is with your grenades. But if you're all out of those, well, good luck. If you're trying to go for like a real clean run, it's hard. And the zombies have 2 attacks. The bigger ones, you kind of just like vomit this acidic vomit on the floor. And then the females usually have an acid ball. You can't duck the acid ball. You can jump over it. But if all the models are stuck together, it's hard to see that attack animation winding up. And the ball comes out pretty fast. So if you're not ready for it, you're probably going to get hit by it if you're getting cornered in the wall. Boss fights are really fun though. I really like what they did here with the camera angles. You'll go through like what's it called, like a tunnel, what is, god damn it, excuse me, Battletoads, like the tunnel section, right? Like the jet ride section. You'll fight a boss in that. You're gonna fight through like a 3D, well, it's gonna be behind the shoulder, like what the original Contra did with the tunnel stages. You're gonna fight a boss like that. And then even one of the stages, you'll actually be looking through the point of view through the boss, kind of like Shredder when you fight him in Turtles in Time. So whoever did that stuff with the camera is really genius. And I think, honestly, Contra Operation Galuga could take a note from this guy's book, because I think they should have switched it up a little bit with Contra Operation Galuga. There are some like fun camera angles, but I think this game does it better. There's also some sections where it's like kind of questionable. One time you got to run away from a boss, and if you die while the boss is chasing you, you'll respawn. But you'll respawn so close, and the boss runs faster than you, that you won't be able to escape from its pace. So you can easily lose 2 lives if you're not ready for it, or you just start off in a bad spot. The last boss though, no spoilers here, but that took way too long. It's got a nice pattern, like the pattern's not anything special, but the fact that it just takes forever with just shooting it is wow. I think the enemy health needs to decrease, and mind you, there's only really one option here for difficulty, and that's just normal. You can change the speed of the game to turbo, but that's after you beat the game once. But I'm really liking what is here. There's enough here for me to enjoy it. The blemishes do stop a little bit. Like, there's not really that many weapons to pick from. You have like the basic machine gun, you have the spread shot, you have an enemy chaser, you have like an upgraded machine gun, and then you have like some kind of weird orb launcher, which is really slow, but it's not really that powerful. So I don't know, the weapons are fine. The one upside is when you die, you don't lose them. So I guess that could be very beneficial. But yeah, I liked MT Force. It's fun. It varies up the mechanics nice and fine. But I just wish there was a little bit more polish here. And I think if it just got polished up a little bit more, I think we can really see this rise and shine in the running gun community, which I'm all for. Like, I think that's what we need more of. Like, I'm not going to shun this and say like this is just hot garbage, because it's absolutely not. It's a good game. It's got a good foundation. It just needs a little bit more tweaking, I believe. And this is not really a bang on the game. This is more of like me, because this guy, I think he knows, he grew up with this stuff. It's obvious in the games. He loves this kind of stuff. I think weapon switching should be in the game for those who want a little bit more of elite play. And if you don't know what weapon switching is, in Contra 3, you can have 2 weapons at the same time, just like this game. But if you toggle between the weapon switching and firing, you can fire both weapons at the same time for increased damage. Here, you can't really do that because if you try switching while firing a weapon, it just won't let you. You'll just keep firing your regular weapon. But yeah, I think that's really what it is. I'll have to say here. If you're curious about getting some more running guns, I say give this a shot. Yeah, so they didn't get a price tag for it currently, but I know it is going to be released on Steam on August 12th. Check it out. And if anything, you want to support it, add it to your wish list. This game needs a little bit more visibility, and I hope the developer doesn't take this as a bash, just to kind of like tweak a few things. But it's good. I like it. The foundation here is excellent. Anyways, that's my review for MT Force Alien Invasion. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and stick around for some more reviews. And there's going to be a lot of Let's Plays coming up. Of course, boss battles are always going to be here. So I really appreciate you, all of you, honestly. I didn't even say this verbally. For 20,000 subscribers. That means a lot to me, more than you'll ever know, and it's hard to put that into words. But thank you again very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.